We'll start with first JavaScript. So can you please tell me what is this inside JavaScript?
In the JavaScript, this is used to access the element that save the particular scope and use of this keyword. We can access the particular element or a function that exists for a particular operation.
Okay, any other use of this?
Sorry, sir.
Okay, no problem. So what is difference between undefined and undeclared in JavaScript?
So that's in the undefined that save the axis of the which type of we can define a variable but does not give the of which type of the variable that time that is a condition for the undefined and that's we use a variable and that's in a scope we cannot define it. That's a condition for the undeclaration.
Okay, so if I writing just console.log x, so what will happen to the x? So it will give an undefined or it will give an error.
Uh, so it will give error for undeclaration.
Okay, correct. Uh, I'm just pasting some small code for you. Just tell me what will be the output of it. Did you get it?
The
So it
same.
will be 10.
Yeah,
Okay, and what about this?
the same, sir.
Same.
Yeah.
So as you mentioned, so while our JavaScript file get compiled, so variable is undefined. So we have not given any value in console.log before that line. So how it could be as 10?
So it is because of hosting is the default behavior of the JavaScript that's already defined that take in the upper side of the code. So it will be 10.
But what exactly hosting do? So it I know that it will take at the top, but it contains value as well at that time. So on line number 1 we have console.log x, and line number 2 we have where x equal to 10. So with the help of hoisting, where x will be at the top, correct?
Mhm.
And whatever the assignment of value, it will be hoisted or not, or what will happen here?
Sir, it gives the error that hosted only X but value is not hosting. So I think it gives the error.
For where?
Sir, in the where that will give the value console.x equal to 10.
Okay. So with the where, it will give you undefined or error or 10.
So I think give undefined, sir.
Okay. And what about let?
It's give undeclared, sir.
Undeclare. And why?
because of with defined use of late keyword after the no sir it gives the same sir undefined giving.
Okay, okay, okay. So what is difference between a arrow function and a normal function in JavaScript?
Uh, uh, that's the arrow function is that's a simple definition of a function. That's the use of arrow function. No need to write the whole type of functions, and that's you can use the arrow sign to exit the function in short code and return the value.
Any other use of this arrow function?
Sorry sir.
Okay. What is closure in JavaScript?
Closure in closure in the JavaScript that is used to access the properties of the parent method to child method. We can use of effect of closure. We can access the parameters and element from the one scope to another scope. That's parent to child scope.
Okay. And what is a immediately invoke function in JavaScript?
Sorry sir.
Immediately invoke function.
Sorry sir.
Okay. Have you heard about the spread operator and rest operator?
Spread operator.
Rest operator.
Sir, I know about only spread operator. Sir.
Okay. Please tell me.
Sir, in the JavaScript use of a spread operator, we can add the for example we have an array and want to add the more element in the array or set this type of any other another operations in the array. That's the time we using the spread operator to access this.
Okay. And what about destructuring?
Distracting.
Destructuring.
Sorry, sir.
Okay. What is event bubbling and event capturing in JavaScript?
Sorry, sir.
Okay. Uh, have you heard about debouncing or throttling?
No, sir.
Okay. We have callback functions in JavaScript. So what is callback?
So, callback function is a function that save the parameter for just like another function and that keep the value of the value or operations of the another function.
Okay. And what about await and async?
Sorry, sir.
Await and async functions.
The await the function I used to let's say if we find the value for the observable and need to set up the second operation and want to access the first operation value after second, that time we using the await function, sir.
Okay. Okay. No problem. We'll move to HTML. So what is difference between local storage and session storage?
Let's say the default web storage of the local storage and session storage use of just like a local storage we can access the for set up the element as a storage for a particular timing or for particular storage like 5 MB is the default storage. That's we can access for any time when we using the application. But in the session storage, we can set up the storage for a particular session, and we move to just like for move to another session of the application which does not exist the particular element for after for a for a particular session.
Okay. So I have two tabs. Suppose
Okay.
www.google.com in tab 1 and again www.google.com in tab 2. So
Yes.
if I save something in tab 1 in local storage and session storage, which value I'm able to get in tab 2?
It's a local storage.
Okay, correct. Have you worked on the web workers?
Mm, sorry, sir.
Okay, no problem.
So for example, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
so which type of web workers? I am some little bit confused.
No, web workers are it will run in the browser by in the background. So if you want to get some information related to the user while using your website, at that time we use a web workers.
Sorry, sir.
No problem. We'll move to CSS. What is preprocessors do we have in CSS? Have you heard about any preprocessors?
Sorry, sir.
In Angular, which CSS preprocessor do you use? I can see you are working with Angular 11 till 11, na?
Hmm.
So, what is the extension of CSS file of your Angular project in Angular 11?
Dot CSS.
Are you sure?
So one is CSS or second extension is SCSS. That's how two is extension only.
So, SCSS is a preprocessor of CSS. So, that is the preprocessor for CSS. So, do you know features of SCSS?
That's how uh, SCSS is syntactical assume CSS. That's how the different type of separate modification of the CSS particular component wise. So that
Any
is
other
the
use?
sorry, sir.
Okay. What is a box model in CSS?
So that's box modeling is CSS is the method in the CSS uh, that have the particular element border padding and like border padding and the
Margin.
margin. Sir.
Yeah.
These are the element of box modeling.
Okay. What is a specificity in CSS?
A specificity.
Yes.
Sorry, sir.
No problem. I'm pasting small HTML tag. Just tell me what will be the color of that text over there.
It's a blue.
Okay. And why?
That's we define the class is blue, and in CSS we dot class, and then set the color is blue, so this will be blue.
So we have ID as well now with the red.
And that's I think
Which one should browser should pick? ID one or class one?
so maybe class also.
Okay. Okay, no problem. What are different types of position do we have in CSS?
Different type of position static, relative, or that's a five type of position like static, relative. So default property is static for the position.
Yes,
Static, relative, absolute, uh,
fixed.
fixed, or sir one more is like
So tell me, what is difference between relative and absolute?
so, for example, we have like element just like in for in box modeling position, we have taking like margin left like 10 pixel. Then in the relative position that take the 10 pixel left margin from the from the boxing. But in the absolute position, it take the 10 picks from the absolute screen position that have only 10 picks margin from left.
So in absolute, from where it will take 10 pixel of margin?
So, from the starting of left side,
Starting of left side. And in relative,
it take the from the like which box that element is present. So it take from the from there to 10 picks.
okay. So what are the display types do we have in CSS?
That's a display type is that inline display none. Or I know about only two things. In our three inline block.
What about non-flex?
Sorry,
Display flex as well also use, na?
sorry, sir.
Okay. Have you heard about flexbox?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is the one kind of the display type.
Okay.
Okay. So if I want to achieve some responsive web design, what should I need to do?
So we are using media query for that extra responsive web design.
Okay. Any other techniques do we have using any framework?
So use of Angular material we can achieve the responsive web design.
With the help of Angular material.
Yeah.
So Angular material has a components only. Have you heard about Bootstrap?
Yes, sir.
So why we use Bootstrap?
The bootstrap is used to access that define the that have own particular designing pattern for the controls and access the elements.
Okay. So what are the classes do we have for the multiple devices over there in Bootstrap?
Sorry, sir.
Have you heard about medium device, large device, small device?
I hear about this, but I'm not using, not experienced to use this type of classes.
Yeah, okay. So you mainly work with Angular material or Bootstrap?
That's a different project previous using HTML, CSS, and currently using HTML, CSS, and one project using Angular material. Sir.
Okay, okay, okay. We'll move to Angular. Okay, so tell me, if I print a console.log in constructor and console.log in ng in it in Angular, which one it should print first
Constructor, sir.
and why?
Sorry.
Why constructor will print first?
So because of when we initialize the component, that first constructor call after that ng1 in code.
And because of what constructor get called first?
That's like initialization of the any just like we define the any type of services and all others, and after that what we operation set up in the constructor that we call.
I'm asking the component when the component get loads now. So
Yeah,
you told constructor will call first.
yeah.
So why constructor get called first over there? Is there any specific reason while loading a component?
So that's how the specific reason that's a constructing used to initialization of classes. So if
No,
we
no,
have
no.
the
I know that. But why constructor get called first? That I'm saying. I know that we use for initialization purpose and all.
so that's I'm telling na that if we want to use the classes and after some another operation. So if without initialization, how we can use in the component? So first we need to call the constructor. After that we keep using the life cycle loop. So engine is call after the constructor. So that's the set up the
Okay.
operation.
So
That,
tell me one thing. Where constructor is resides in anywhere?
so can you repeat?
Which part of the function or a class constructor resides? So
Which side?
resides means, okay, I will tell you. Every class has a constructor, correct?
Yeah.
So when you are creating any component, it based upon classes only. Okay.
Hmm.
So every class has a constructor. That's why constructor get called first. That I was asking you. I know that initialization purpose we use constructor. Okay.
Sorry, sir.
No problem. No problem. Tell me difference between subject and behavioral subject.
Subject and behavior subject both are used to passing the data from one component to another component, but that's one major difference between subject and behavior subject. That's it for the use of when we using the subject, that does not need to set the initial value for the for calling of the subject, but in the behavior subject we need to set up the initial value first. That is major difference.
Okay. Any other subject do we have in Angular?
Sorry.
Any other third subject type of subject do we have in Angular?
Replace subject or one another like async subject.
Yes. So, what is the basic use of async pipe?
The async pipe are for a particular application use of async pipe. We can set up the like we can set up the transform operation for the elements, and we can access the value, transform value use of the async pipe.
Okay. Or do we need to we use async pipe for a subscription of data?
Sorry, sir. Right.
Okay. What is difference between pure pipe and impure pipe?
So, pure pipe and impure pipe, some of different phenomena that's in pure pipe. When we calling a particular state, that anytime pure pipe is call, and that's achieves the value. But in impure pipe, that's call when the if needed of the calling of the pipes. That's it doesn't call every time of the according to the component cycle.
Okay. Okay. So if I have an Angular application and I wanted to increase the performance of Angular application, so what technique should I need to follow?
That's first we need to use the lazy loading for the all particular modules, and use the use on destroy ng on destroy for particular every module to every module to unsubscribe the just like of operation from moving one component to another component, and third one is use the AOT compilation process to increase the speed of the application.
Okay. And is there any other?
Sorry, sir.
Okay. So what is difference between eager loading and lazy loading?
Sorry, is it loading or lazy?
What is difference between both eager loading and lazy loading?
So I know only lazy loading, sir.
What is a default loading technique we have in Angular?
Sorry, sir. I think eager loading is default, sir.
Yes, yes. That's what I was asking.
Okay, okay. So, so if we create a Angular application for that's if we using the eager loading, that's we have only concept to set up the like routing file, module file, and that's on. And after we define the whole component, like just like we have a 40, 50 and 100 components, so we need to at a one place to set up all the components. In this condition, we all component loaded at a time, and that decrease the speed of the application, and we loading all components. That's some is needed and some is not needed. But in the lazy loading concept, we set up the like a particular component set up as a particular module file. So when the particular routing is activated, only this module is loaded, and that's increase the Angular application speed, and that's access to all the like component according easily. That's how the main difference.
Okay. Okay. Correct. Tell me what is a view encapsulation in Angular?
Sir, sorry, when we, sir, for example, we have a two, three components, and we set up a set up the CSS for the, for example, in the component, let's say in many cases, let's say the one component to another component, CSS are the reflected from one component to another component. In this condition, we using the view encapsulation. We define the view encapsulation at the component directory, or sir, let's say three types: emulated, shadow DOM, and none. Emulated is the default view encapsulation, sir.
Yes, correct. What is a content projections in Angular?
Sorry, sir.
Okay. What are the different route guards do we have in Angular?
We using connective route method and outcast, sir.
Okay. Any other?
Sorry, sir.
What is difference between a reactive form and a template driven form?
In the reactive template driven form, we extra like all controls using the different type of axis elements, and in the template driven format we have a particular define the uh, form module in different type of form controls, and we can access all the form controls in a particular form module.
Okay, correct. Uh, so that's it from my side, Hitendra. Do you have any question?
That's you right now. That's P class blue ID red text. So what will be the answer, sir? Red or blue in the chat, sir?
Yes, yes. So it will take whatever the ID one. So ID has a more precedence than class. So it will be red, not a blue. So
Okay,
this is a specificity.
okay, sir.
Okay, so browser checks if the element has a class as well and ID as well. So ID has more precedence than class. Okay, so this is how browser adds some rules to the every element.
Okay.
So this is the specificity that was I was asking to you.
Okay. Okay.
Any other question?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you, Hitendra.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye bye.